Well, hello and happy New Year. It's New Year's Day. Yeah. Today I want to talk about kind of transitions. And what that does with anxiety and depression. And the reason why I'm going to talk about transitions is because I've been going through a lot of them for about 5 or 6 months. Possibly longer. So a little backstory on the transitions. Um I started my stream as a means to channel a lot of anxiety. I needed something to focus on. My wife was preparing for major surgery. Like, I mean, open up, remove body parts, major surgery. Um, and everything leading up to it, there was potential for cancerous cells and things like that. Like, it was a lot of nerve-wracking things, and a lot of stuff fell on me, and I had to put my anxiety into something. And so I built a stream, and I was hardcore focusing on building a stream, making it the best I could, learning as much as I could because it was somewhere to put my anxiety energy into, somewhere to channel it. Um, and that's how the stream started. And then I realized my purpose for it was to help me get over my own anxieties of interacting with others. I had a hard time initially talking to others, connecting with them, and keeping dialogues going, because I was insecure. I let my anxiety win on that, and over time I got better. We did a move, and it kind of put things on hold with the stream. But then I started focusing on making it a regular thing, and everything was going great. Everything was fine. I was in a rhythm, and then I graduated with my MBA, and it was yay. And then it was like, okay, well, now the MBA is gone. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And so my anxiety started kicking because my routine had ended. I was out of routine. I was out of the normal way of doing things. And what happened then was my wife said, I want you to take just a month or two before you start looking for a job. And I want you to just enjoy. Yeah, I didn't really understand. I, I I tried to do it, but I did not understand the assignment. Um, there, I'm gonna reference that. Um, I didn't truly understand what she meant by it. I didn't truly get what she meant enjoy. And what she meant was for me to enjoy the time I had to freely do content creation. Zero worries, just do what I was passionate about. And I didn't see it. And again, last week the last episode we talked about regrets, and that's something I regret is that I wasted that time where it was 100% free and clear. I could have done so much, but I couldn't see it at the time because anxiety and depression kept me from seeing it. Well, so, I go through this transition. Things are slightly out of the ordinary, and it was just, I didn't know how to handle it. And, the stream kind of kept going, but I didn't capitalize on anything. I just kind of went with the normal. Where things really started to go off the rails was when it was now I've got to put a lot of energy into finding a job because as much as I love being a content creator, where I'm at, I'm too small. I'm not going to generate the income. I've done the numbers. I know what has to be done in order to make this a full-time job. So, I know I'm not there yet, so I have to have a full time job because I have student loans I have to pay. I have a family to support, and things like that. So, I had to put a lot of energy into that. And what wound up happening with this big transition of going from stay at home dad and content creator to full time employee or searching to be a full time employee, full time dad, husband, content creator, graphic designer, all these little things. I wear a lot of different hats, and I've figured out I have a hard time saying no. I I now realize I take on way too many projects because I don't know how to say no. So I have a tendency to overwhelm myself. But I started realizing I had all these hats, and I'm in this transition period. My normal is out of whack. And what happened was I wound up realizing how much of a mess I was internally. I admittedly, I had a mental breakdown. I really did. I wound up doing the same circle loop around my kitchen for about 3 hours, spouting off everything in my head. Like, if it was a thought that was coming through my head, it was coming out my mouth. And I did that for 3 hours. I was shaking the entire time. I was having panic attacks, you know, just one after another. It was like a never-ending panic attack for a good long time. Got in to see the doctor the next day. We got me help. And that's where I'm at now, is I'm in therapy and things like that. So I am receiving help. I am getting better. But during this transition period of trying to find a job, trying to reframe a lot of my thought processes with therapy, still being a father, a husband, a content creator, all these things, it was a lot. And I wound up not being able to, I had to sacrifice something, and it wound up being my content. I had to sacrifice going live as many times. I had to sacrifice a lot of the projects that I was working on. A lot of the things that I wanted to do, I just couldn't. You know, I don't have enough time in the day. So one of the struggles about having this transition point is you want to do the thing you're passionate about, but then you have all these responsibilities. And you have all these things that you've got to do, and you got to do. And this transition point gets overwhelming. So much so that you fall prey to all doubts. Why am I even doing this in the first place? What's the point? Why am I stressing so hard about making content when it's not going anywhere? It's not doing anything. I'm literally not building up anything. And this is the thought process that hits you in these transition points when you're suffering the way I am. You know, at the time, I was sitting 400 followers on Facebook, maybe 20 on Twitch, you know, and on YouTube where I post this, that's like 30. You know, I wasn't really anything. And I kept wondering why I was stressing so hard about making content. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I trying so hard to build something that's just not happening? Maybe I suck. Maybe this. I was putting myself down. I was making myself feel miserable. And I'm sure there's many people out there who have been through this same process, where you have a point where you're just out of sync. You are out of your normal routine. Life happened in some way, shape, or form, has thrown off your routines, and now you have to find a new normal. And it's a lot. And you start letting those doubts creep into you. You let them kind of hit you hard. And then you reach this point where you're about ready to give up. Every time. We all hit this point. Now, I will admit there have been no fewer than 8 times I have almost completely deleted everything. I've almost shut down everything of my stream, my content, all of it. I've pretty much almost deleted everything. Because I'm not going anywhere. This just isn't happening. You know, I made some good friends, and I will forever cherish that, and I will stay friends with them and everything, but maybe I shouldn't be a content creator. Maybe I'm not cut out for it. That's the thought process that kind of crept in. And I'm going to be very honest. If it wasn't for the love and support of those closest to me, it would have gone. If it wasn't for my wife talking me down, if it wasn't for my closest friends going, no, you've got this, I would have shut it all down. And the funny thing is, my therapist, even through the entire time since August to now, it's January 1st, My therapist has always said you need to focus on the thing you have control over. And for me, I was trying to have control over something I didn't have control over, which was finding getting a job. I don't have any control over actually getting the job. I only have control over putting in the resumes and doing the best I can there. And I can't control anything that happens outside of that, but I was trying to. The thing I could control was my content, and I was not focusing on the thing I could control. And my therapist was like, you need to focus on this thing that you've got that's a huge positive in your life. And she even recognized that this is a huge positive in my life. She's like, you've figured out that, it's not about numbers, it's about how you feel. And that's the thing. How do you feel when you're streaming? How does this content creation thing of yours make you feel? Does it make you feel like you have some value? And it's not before or after, while you're doing it. Do you feel good while you're doing it? Does it make you feel like you have that value you've been searching for when you're doing it? And it's like, for me, yes, I absolutely feel that value. I feel so much like my old self when I'm doing my stream that I feel like I come alive. I feel like I come out of this hibernation that I've been in. And so it's this huge positive in my life. And the transition I was going through, I was so focused on the thing I couldn't control. And now that I'm employed, I have a job, I'm in another transition period where I'm having to step back from my content creation because I've got to learn this job. I've got to get it under my thumb. I've got to get into an all new routine where I have to be dad, and I have to be, I have to do my job, and I can't be focusing on my content like I want. And it sucks. But now that I've been through a lot of this stuff, I can start seeing a little bit better. I've had so many different transition points this past year that I can see, okay, I can dedicate. I'm now at a point where I dedicate Winnable Wednesday. That has to happen. Why? Because it's my biggest stream of every week. It is the one stream that everybody will absolutely come to. I know that they absolutely love. So I make sure that one, the fan favorite, has to stay. So at least I'm getting one stream in a week, and while I'm going through this transition of readjusting to an all new schedule, working on everything. And so I at least have that now, and then I'm like, well, I can do a stream on Monday. So now I've done 2 days this week. Haven't been able to do much else after that. And so it's don't push yourself too hard too fast. Understand that you've got to find a good, healthy, normal rhythm. That's where I'm at, is I'm trying to find this good, healthy, normal rhythm. And once I feel comfortable in my new job and I've got that, it's going to be so much easier for me to do like 4 days a week like I used to. I only stream 4 days a week on average because that left it to where I could still do things with my Destiny clan, just my clan. Offline, no pressure on them. We can hang out as friends, or spending time with my wife and kids, or spending time with my friends outside of streaming. It just, you can't stream everything. Don't stream everything. That's for me. You don't have to follow that advice. Anyway, the point is, I keep getting sidetracked, but the transitions like to put in those doubts. And for the first time, I'm realizing when I'm in these big life changes where things are just feel wholly topsy-turvy, I don't know how to control it. I now understand that even though I may not have control over a lot of things that are in flux right now, like I don't have control over the schedule. I don't have control over a lot of different elements, but I do have control over when I'm going to go live, when I'm going to sleep, building a schedule, finding the new routine. And that's my short-term goal right now, is to find a new routine that is going to work for me. Does that mean I may stream on Fridays? Yeah. I may start up a Friday stream. I may start up Saturday mornings. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet, because I've got to figure out what's going to be best for me. Um, and I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to worry about, well, if I don't go live, people are going to be mad. No, nobody's going to be mad that I'm not live. They're just going to go watch somebody else temporarily. When I go back live, the ones who want to watch me are going to be there. That's the thing. Stop worrying about who's going to be mad, because nobody's going to be mad. I've never ever once seen where a streamer says, "Oh my gosh, something live came up. I'm sorry I can't stream," and everybody be like, "How fucking dare you? You monster, unfollow." I've never once seen that. You know why? Because people are like, you know what? I get it. You got a life too. For once, you are the boss. That's the greatest part of content creation, is you're the boss of it all. You aren't there to please everybody, because you can't please everybody. You got to build you are there for the people who have connected with you and want to be around you. And if that is right now only 3 people, damn it, listen to those 3 people. Because the ones that matter are the ones that have connected and are there for you through thick and thin. It doesn't matter if somebody unfollows. Somebody didn't resubscribe, somebody didn't follow, somebody is, no. Focus on the people who show up time and time again. Because overall, those are the ones that drive your stream forward more than anything. The people who are there every single stream are the ones that are going to be there and to support you. And while you're going through a transition period, guess what? They're going to tell you that taking time off is okay. Struggling with a life change is okay. You know why? Because those people believe in you, those people know you, and they're going to be there when you come back. If you have to take a few weeks off, take a few weeks off. They'd rather see you be healthy and happy on stream and with them than be miserable. So during a transition point, during a hard time, listen to those who you know have come back time and time again. If they're telling you it is absolutely okay to take the time, take it. Trust them. That's very hard to do, I know, but here's the thing. All of the people who have hit that follow button, hit the follow button for a reason. Nobody follows a content creator because, well, they said to. They said hit follow, so I'll just do it. No, everybody has free will, and they're only going to actually follow you if there's something they saw in you. So if you got to take some time off, take some time off. They're all going to understand because they've all had to do it themselves. Time off is okay. Transition in life is okay. And just remember, it's okay to not be okay. I'm not okay. It's going to be, my therapist has told me, it's going to be years before I can be okay. I'm never going to get rid of my anxiety and depression. I'm never going to be free of it. But what I am going to reach someday is that realization that it's okay. I can be broken and still have value. In fact, a lot of people can be broken and have immense value. Shining examples of that. Robin Williams, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Look at all these Heath Ledger. Look at all these people we have looked up to who had huge career opportunities, and they were big stars and everything. Guys, they were also broken. They've said it before too. They passed away. Depression and anxiety hits all of us in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes it takes the best of us. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to talk about it. Don't hold it in or anything like that, but if you're going through those life changes, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it through. It's all good. And don't worry about the going live or creating a new video or things like that. If you've got to take the time, take the time. You've got to be in a good space first. You can't put on a show and entertain others if you're not in a good place. Do what's right for you. You're going through a life change and you're in a transition. Take the time. It's okay. We all go through it. Life happens. We say it often. Life happens. So I know this one was a little longer and I kind of rambled a bunch, but I want you guys to really feel like it's okay to step back sometimes. Stop worrying about an algorithm. Stop worrying about what's going to happen. Focus on you. Focus on the things you can control. Because when something happens that is a life event that is actually going to completely throw you off and throw off your normal, take the time. You need to step back, step back. Get into your new normal rhythm. Get yourself in a good headspace. Do what you got to do. Stop worrying about what others are going to think, because I guarantee you, every single person who matters to your content will still be there in the end. Like I said, they're following you for a reason. They sub to you for a reason. Not because that they hit it for fun. They didn't hit those buttons for fun. They hit it for a reason. Trust them. They'll be there. They'll be there. You'll be fine. It's okay.